We continue to get you ready for Syracuse and Western Michigan. Brian Higgins, Kenneth Ruff, as we talk last week's game in Western Michigan this week. And KJ, running out of the tunnel last week. What's that moment like when you see the sellout in the dome?
Oh man, it was incredible. We haven't seen it like that ever. You know, it's been, I think, since 2001 or something like that.
98 was the last one.
98. Well, I was 1 year old, but yeah, that was big, man. That was big. Seeing everybody there, everybody engaged with us, trying to get a W. It was good. It was nice.
It was the first 50,000 game since the 80s, so that's going way back before you.
Wow. Yeah. See, that moment I will never forget, and I hope it's like that throughout the rest of the season. Honestly.
Obviously, the result was not what you wanted on Saturday, but it's going to take a lot for anybody to beat them this year. What was it like to play in front of it? That first third down of the game, it was as loud as I've ever heard it in there, and moments like that.
Honestly, about that first third down call, we couldn't even hear what we needed to hear on the defensive side because it was so loud out there, man. It was good. We enjoyed it. Like, we wanted it to be exactly the way that it was. And, those moments you wish you can kind of have back because of the way the game ended. But it was good, though. We enjoyed it.
How much does it help you guys play better in moments like that?
It scares the other team, honestly. Like, they don't know what to do. They can't hear what they need to hear, and we're prepared to go. We're all engaged with the fans, and it's all fun. Like, the fans really make the game fun. They take away all of the stress that you have going into it. It's all fun.
Let's go back even further now to the end of last year. We know how good Chris Layton was over his career, so he goes drafted by the Giants, and there's roles to fill, and then Bear Williams gets hurt in camp, so it's up to you and Josh Black there to handle the starting roles. What was that process like when you're moving from a guy you were playing next to an NFL guy last year to get ready again for the season with this group?
It was good. We learned a lot as a group from him. He taught a lot. He taught us a lot of things. He even calls sometimes, and after he watches the game, and still pitches in on how he feels. And he was an all around guy. Like he was humble as ever. And I feel like going into this season, we all had big shoes to fill, but we've done that, and we've been doing it at a high level, and we'll continue to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, Chris was certainly as modest as they come for the success. We're glad you guys speak up a little bit more here this time around. And you're a guy, you showed up, high accolades. You came in as a linebacker, and you have grown your way into a D tackle. What was that like for you? Because that's not an easy transition, one would think, from playing linebacker to right in the middle of the line right now.
The biggest thing was gaining the amount of weight that I had to gain. I got here like 240. I'm 300 pounds now, so that was a big part of it. Keeping my speed up, and I would say I was already kind of a physical kind of guy on the football field, so that part didn't really change. It was just I'm just closer to the line of scrimmage now. I'm close to the guys I need to get to, so it's better for me.
I said 240 is big for a linebacker. Now you're up to normal size for a D tackle. And you talk about keeping your speed up. Bruce Feldman every year does his freaks in college football list. You were on it at 26 this year. You mentioned it. You're 300 pounds. You run sub 4.8. How do those two things go together?
Our strength and conditioning staff are very good at their job, and I actually run faster now than I did when I got here, which doesn't make much sense to me, but I do what they tell me to do. So it was challenging making sure I eat the right things and making sure that I stretch and be prepared for those kind of tests like the 40-yard dash, the 5-10-5, all of those kind of drills to make sure that my body can hold up and I can run at top speed at any time. So that athleticism I had to keep up with all of the drills that they gave us, and it's been good. Like I said, I give all the credit to those guys.
All right, shout out to Coach E, Sean Edinger and his group, getting it going. You said that you are faster than when you were a linebacker, which is crazy. And you mentioned putting on the weight. I mean, anyone can put on weight if you just go to McDonald's or something and order the whole menu. You can't do it like that, can you? How do you handle that to do it in a way that's good for a football body?
Lift and eat the right things. Vegetables are very important. It's not just about eating the steaks and different kinds of chicken and stuff like that, and making sure that I kept up with what we were doing in the weight room as well. So it's not just sitting down all day picking out and stuff like that. It wasn't at all like that. Sometimes my weight would go back down, and I'll have to try to fight my way back up to where I need to be. And for the most part, it's been a good transition with the staff, like I said. So they've been making sure I get to where I want to get.
I guess the picking out would be the fun way to do it, but you can't do it that way. Yeah, your guy Otto Accardo was also on the freaks list. At least then it said he squatted more than you. How is that possible?
That may be he's maybe the hardest working guy I've seen on this team, and it's been times where he'll walk up to the squat rack and get upset and ask for the exact same thing that I have on the squat rack and go do it. It's good to me because he sees that competition in everything. It's even when we're out there at practice, there's competition with every single thing we do. So that's what I love about Otto, man. That guy, he's going to be good no matter what he does in life.
All right, back on the field this week. it would be easy in many ways to overlook Western Michigan after playing Clemson, but you know what they did to you last year with 42 points? You can see they scored 57 last week. How much did that open your eyes real quick when you turned the page from the Clemson game?
It's kind of that Clemson game didn't work out the way we wanted to, but I kind of look at it as we have to move on and be prepared for our next opponent. So, being that we knew how Western Michigan was last year, that's been our focus. We are ready. We see them on the schedule. We know we have to stop this year. We know that they have a good running back. They have a good team. They are a hard-working team. No, we're not taking any credit away from them, but we have to do what we have to do to not let things happen the way that they did last year and to finish the game as soon as possible and do what we have to do.
All right, lastly, KJ, there was so much going on last week. I mean, you guys were focused on a football game, but you knew it was a sellout. You knew it's number one, the laundry list of things, homecoming. I mean, whatever was happening, it was happening last week. This week, it's a football game on Saturday. Does that help with the focus or whatever this week, or was that for us to worry about and it was different for you guys?
It was definitely different for us. Like, we knew it was going to be a sold-out crowd, no lie, but we also understood that we had to play the number one team in the nation. So we were mostly focused on that other than the crowd, if that makes sense. So going into this week, it's the same idea for us. We're focused on the actual game and not taking anything away from the fans. We appreciate you guys being there. We love it, but we have a football game to win. We have to give you guys what you deserve. So that's the way we look at it.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll see you out there on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
That's KJ Ruff. We'll see him against Western Michigan this Saturday in the Dome.